All in my key profession on the key possession. I'm OD aggressive when I run the rock. See me flexing in the winning section. If they press a bombing on them off the top. Slump a hater, leave them in the field. Or I'm in the kitchen whipping up a dot. Took it from the bottom to the top. Certified Madden money shot. Toss a bullet, hit you in the chest and send a burner across your face from out the slot. Please don't test them, I bring heat and brush it. Have my hitter brush you, move you out the spot. Slump a hater, leave them in the field. Or I'm in the kitchen whipping up a dot. Took it from the bottom to the top. Certified Madden money shot.
If you guys need fast, cheap, reliable coins for your ultimate team, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
College Football 26 added a dozen new types of twists and stunts to the game, but you might be wondering which is the best one. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best twist and stunt to use in the entire game, as well as what's the best formation and covers to use behind it. But before I do, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button. Other than that, let's get right into the video. In today's video, I'm going to be using Georgia Tech because they have one of the glitchiest offenses in the game and one of my favorite teams to use right now. But I'll be going against a much better team in the reigning national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, who have one of the highest rated offenses and defenses in the entire game. But with the defense I'm going to show you guys, it's not going to matter. One of the reasons I'm using Georgia Tech is because they have an absolute cheat code of a play out of the Gun Bunch TE that's only found in Georgia Tech called the motion jailbreak screen. As I just broke down this entire offensive formation and many other completely broken formations just like it in my custom offense ebook that I just put out. So if you guys want the most overpowered custom playbook in college football 26, you can download this or any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. As this play has a pre-snap motion to the running back that's going to get open against man or zone, it requires no setup, as all you really have to do is swing it out, and all the blocking that pulls for the screen typically blocks for me as well. But the best part about it is I don't actually have to do any adjustments, and since I can't really anyway due to the stadium pulse. So on this first drive, I'm really just using a lot of stock plays where I can basically throw to the motion receiver because they get open against just about every one of these defenses. Before I go back to that screenplay one more time, and you can see how nobody reacts to this running back at all, as he's wide open outside here, and if I had a little bit more speed, I probably would have been gone, but at least I got a 20+ yard first down, which typically turns the stadium pulse off. But then I made the mistake of switching to this new run play.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
And it just completely buried, bringing the stadium pulse back in full force. So I go back to these motion wide receiver plays. You can see right here once again, there's nobody out here to cover this receiver. Before I go back to the motion to the halfback, as you can see, nobody's following these motions, not man or zone. There's nobody out here as we're just swinging it out for another big play. But the best part is you don't have to just throw it to the swing route,
Psych!
as you also have the screen itself that's wide open. The formation I'm using today is once again the dime normal, which is the defense that I showed you guys in my first gameplay video about a week ago, where I tried to use the cover 2 man, but based on the fact that the stunts and twists weren't working from the play select screen, I just figured the new stunt feature wasn't working because College Football 26 has a lot of bugs. Until a bunch of you guys told me in the comments section that you could access all of the stunts on field, and then it does work, so I appreciate you guys for letting me know. So for today's video, I'm going to show you the cover 2 man defense that I originally intended to show you in the first video. But if you guys want to see more blitzes from this defense, I did already cover that in a previous video, so I will have links to that popping up on screen as well as in the top right hand corner right now. Now the main reason I like this formation is number one, it's basically all defensive backs, so there's way more speed than just about any formation in the game. But two is also because you got 4 down linemen, which is the only way to get the stunts and twists that I'm going to show you guys for this setup. As I have several setups you can do from this defense. The first one's just going to be a simple run defense. So all I'm going to do is pinch the defensive line, which is D-pad to the left and down. And you can see on the first play, we get a stop in the backfield for a loss. But I also have a pass defense setup where I'm going to put one of these defensive ends into a hard flat, depending on which side of the field I think is going to be the busiest. Sometimes it's the wider side of the field, and sometimes it's the side that has the most receivers. As I typically choose the wide side, considering that these receivers are going to have to cross the field to get away from the boundary anyway. The real MVP of this formation, though, is the fact that you have 4 down linemen, as you need to have 4 down linemen to unlock the most overpowered stunt in the game, which you can access by hitting the D-pad to the left and then the RB-R1 button to bring up your stunts. As all you have to do is hit the D-pad to the left one time and it brings up these right here, with the best one being the Texas 4-man, as this stunt is completely overpowered with no downside at all, and the offensive line literally has no idea how to pick up this blitz. as my opponent decides to go for it on 4th and 28, as that's just what people do online. And you can see the pressure comes in the exact same way, only this time from the other side. As everybody that plays with Ohio State just chucks it up to Jeremiah Smith, and I thought he got the first down. But his defense does a lot better against this motion swing, forcing me to a 4th and long, and if I'd have hit that B route underneath, I probably would have had the first down.
I'm open!
All good though, as we call that set up the exact same way and get a sack fumble in the very next play, as we got the exact same look the last 3 times we called this against one of the best offensive lines in the game. I decided to try out a couple of new plays considering that I want to see what these jet sweeps do, but I got absolutely nowhere, before I decide to try to take a 2-possession lead going into halftime. He gets the ball in the second half, and you can see how the pressure is affecting him as he's rolling out immediately and trying to throw cross body, which is definitely not going to work out.
Nope.
One of the reasons I like cover 2 man over other coverages is, number one, I think man's pretty good, but you also can see how it jams up the receivers to the point where it slows down their ability to get open, creating a lot of timing issues with the quarterback and the receiver. But that's the beauty of this. You can use whatever coverage you like, just as long as you have 4 down defensive linemen and the option is available. As I like cover 2 man also because it'll double team receivers like this, as most people just like to chuck it up to Jeremiah Smith half the time when using Ohio State anyway.
Not today!
After that, the most important thing is who you're going to user. Sometimes I user the guy covering the running back, but if he goes out on a route, I do have to follow. Although on 4th and 10, I see a crossing route right above me.
Gotcha, bitch!
But there are other players that you can use that I'll show in the next drive. Back on offense, I switched to what's probably my favorite run play in this entire formation in the orbit lead triple option, which is the play that I broke down in another video about the top 5 hardest to stop run plays in the entire game. And his option defense is either set up perfectly or his defense just plays it perfectly.
That was a close one.
As that had disaster written all over it, but instead we're walking in for 6. Now, another important step that you might not get automatically, even though you're supposed to, is press animations. A lot of times, the cornerbacks are too far off their receiver and not pressing. So in those scenarios, I'm always keeping an eye out on when I have to re-press these defenders. And that's because if the defenders are not pressed, they get beat much easier. So if you're not pressed, all you want to do is hit wire triangle, then down the left stick. Now, obviously, tighter coverage is better when it comes to pass defense, but we're also going to see how it affects the run defense, as these outside cornerbacks aren't even looking into the backfield, as they're supposed to be watching the receivers on runoffs, but you see how they react immediately to the run play based on the fact that the closer they are to the receiver, the quicker their awareness kicks in. On the next play, we can see the reaction from the press as these crossing routes are completely blanketed as he tries to throw it in a tight window.
Got him!
And we're coming away with another interception. That turns out to be the game winner, as my opponent could barely complete a pass and decides to concede defeat.
See ya!
So I'm going to end the video there, but if you guys want to see more specifically from this defense from the first video that I put out to add to this and give you guys an entire blitzing scheme that you guys can use, I have that pop up on screen as well as a link to my top 5 run plays that I was also using in this video. So just click the links if you guys want to check that out. And other than that, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.